Tom, Garry, thank you both for being here today at the stadium. Tom, if I could start with you, you've just been on a walk around of the stadium. What are your first impressions of the changes that have happened to the facility?
Well, it's really an incredible amount of progress since the end of the season, and just builds on what we did in our first 10, 11 months of ownership. I think many of the areas will be unrecognizable to the fans when they come back. I had seen the renderings before work began, and it still was jaw-dropping when I walked in. Definitely a bit emotional to see how much has been accomplished in such a short period of time. And I'm just excited to see the reaction of our supporters when they walk in and see their stadium for the first time this season.
Garry, it's been another summer of progress and significant investment at the stadium and at the training grounds. Why is it so important to keep investing in the club?
Well, I think we made the commitment, and Knighthead made the commitment as part of our ambition to continue to build our infrastructure that would make it fit for purpose for the future. And we all know what we want to achieve. We know where we're going. We know what we have to do. And so I think that every year you'll see the opportunity for us to change that infrastructure wherever it could be.
And so back to the present, with the opening home game on the 10th, when we welcome Reading, what can fans expect when they turn up? Things are going to be different.
When we started the summer plans and the summer projects, there were over 42 projects. And so as time has gone on, we worked through the tight window. But I can safely say that by the time we get to the Reading game, you'll see all of our hospitality in full force. That will be fantastic. The fans will recognise our two fabulous new screens. The fan experience will be unbelievable. And by the time we get to the end of August, as we start to finish out some of the other projects, wonderful audio, visual, Wi-Fi, all of the projects coming together to be completed in the summer.
Wonderful. Tom, how do you reflect on the first 12 months and what are you looking forward to for the next 12?
I think, we know what we did well in our first year. We know where we need to improve. I think some of the accomplishments off the pitch exceeded our expectations, and I think we all recognize that our performance on the pitch was far less than what we expect and will demand. It's incumbent on us to not even contemplate stepping back. We've accelerated everything. We're pushing forward on every project. We're pushing forward to make our squad better this season than last, despite the relegation. I'm confident that will in fact be the case, and it will put us in a very strong position to compete next year and beyond. That's the goal, period, full stop.
I think that's been reflected, Garry. When you look at season ticket sales, they've been a record. Over 17,000 now have committed to next season. That's an incredible response from our supporters. Why do you think that they're being so positive?
The rebuilding of the football club, when Knighthead took over, needed a team of people to build out success and to define its ambition, from the ownership, the leadership team, the management team, and we've all come together to start to bring new programs, new opportunities. What we do know is we always said that the fans will decide. Well, in my opinion, they've decided. They're supporting this football club. They're glad to see the ownership in place. They're glad to see the progress that we're making. They can witness it. There's proof of life of all the changes that are happening. It's not just talk. We always said we would actually deliver. Knighthead said they would deliver. And so I think it's a culmination of many things. And with that, we're looking forward to an exciting start to the season.
Tom, we spoke to Alex Guerrero earlier this week. Of course, he's worked for many years with Tom Brady on shaping the entire approach to wellness, rehab and recovery, and he's now going to be doing the same at Blues. Is this an area that you're particularly excited about and feels needed?
It's an area that I and the leadership team believe very, very deeply in. We're highly confident that the work of Alex and his team will have a substantial impact on the performance of our players on the pitch, the longevity of their careers, and ultimately their own personal trajectory for success. I think it's going to be a game changer, not just this season, but down the road, in how players look at coming to Birmingham City to play football, because they recognize that we'll take the very best care of them in the entirety of professional football.
Gary, Mike Riggs had a few months to settle in at the club now in the academy, as heading the academy, with Mike Scott's been appointed head of academy coaching. So all the pieces are putting in place to help the academy reach Category 1 status. Are you happy with the progress that's being made, and what difference will that make to the club moving forward?
I always feel that it's not just always about the first team. That's clearly very important, but we have a women's division which is excelling under Hope Powell's guidance and leadership, and as a leadership team and an ownership, we look at the future of the football club, not just this coming season, but obviously for the next 10 years and more. And we need to get back to Category 1. We're still a Category 2. There is a body called the Professional Game Audit Committee who will carry out an audit in November. And we're investing in our academy, we're investing in our first team, we're investing in our infrastructure, and we're investing in women's.
Tom, as Gary mentioned there, our women's team, they're looking forward to their first full season under Amy Merrick's leadership. And Amy is someone that Hope Powell knows better than anybody. They've welcomed some additional players to the squad. How much are you looking forward to the watching our women's side play this year and the expectations for the team?
No, we're fully committed to investing in the women's side, building that part of our club so that we have a well-rounded organization. To Gary's comments about the academy, what I said about the first team, all of that extends to the women's side as well. I think those three pillars are of critical importance in presenting a club that's befitting the name Birmingham City, and so we'll stay right on track with respect to all of our efforts on the women's side. It's an incredibly dynamic and exciting group of young women who I think will be a real joy to watch this season, and I'd encourage fans to check it out and get behind them and support them, because it's a big part of the club now and it will be an even bigger part in the future.
And finally, there's a strong and growing feeling amongst our supporters that this season could be very special and a lot of fun to be part of. Are they right to be excited about what's to come?
Well, of course. As a Birmingham City fan, we've all waited a long time for the changes that are taking place. But the fans are needed and are as important as our owners, as our leadership. The fans play a massive part. And we've always said we'd keep them at the centre of everything that we're doing. In return for that, we hopefully will show them a great season, and more importantly, a great long-term future. It's something that we've never been able to claim for a good while here, and I think that's the part to be excited about. When you look at all of the activities, especially fan experience opportunities, there'll be fan zones. We'll encourage people to enjoy the facilities. I think it's a better experience all round, and I'm looking forward to hearing their views.